Good morning, everyone. This is Michael DeVille coming to you from beautiful Phoenix, Arizona. It is May 5th, 2020, and this is a Creating Wealth production. I'm here to help you in every way I possibly can. I'm going to be trying to be very conscious of about 20, 25 minutes that we're going to spend together today. You're welcome to send any questions that you may have. I'm already receiving some questions that you might have today, and we will provide you with PDFs. We'll provide you with slides, and there will be a YouTube of this produced sometime this afternoon. So we're here to answer any questions, and we are here to be a guide. My name is Michael DeVille, and quite honestly, I am here to help you achieve financial freedom and to help you achieve all your dreams. I have done this all my life. I have done this for myself, and I have been doing this for the last 20 or 30 years. I have a huge client base of people that we've done this for, and I'm here to do it for you. So we've got 20 minutes together. Let's talk about a few things. The first thing is, last week we discussed where are we going to put our hard-earned dollars. And we had talked about the fact that Arizona has such huge demographic trends. It's just absolutely amazing how well Arizona is going to do. And this is a good place for you to invest for your future. Now, we've talked about the fact that California people are leaving in droves, and not only just people, we're seeing people that are business owners, entrepreneurs, people who have dreams that are going to build things. They are leaving California. And of course, this is their business people, and a lot of their tax base is leaving California. If you look at the trends, you're going to have to realize that as the California tax base declines, more and more people are going to flee. So this is a very long-term trend. And of course, Arizona is right next door to California, and you can be on the beach from Phoenix in about 6.5 hours. We've also talked about the fact that Texas is encountering some problems in the oil patch, and this looks like it's going to be pretty severe oil problems. And we're hearing up to 1 million oil workers are going to be impacted by this slowdown, and a lot of those are going to be in the shale oil industry, and a lot of Texans who are former oil workers and skilled workers are going to be leaving, looking for work elsewhere. And of course, Arizona is going to get a vast majority of those. So the prospects for Arizona are terrific. And of course, we talked about the fact that the center of the boom is going to be Maricopa County, but virtually everywhere in Arizona is going to benefit. Now, we want to talk about the why. Why are we doing this? Well, I'm going to tell you, we're going to talk about the plight of the American retiree. It is absolutely awful. It's a terrible thing. We have over 7 million retirees that are living below the poverty level. These are people that have worked all their life. They put all their savings together, and literally they're living on the streets. They're living in shelters. We have 7 million American retirees that are living below the poverty line. This is an American travesty. This needs to do something about it, and we can do that. We can do something about that, and that's what we're going to talk about. This is the why. This is for you. This is for you to change your life and change your life of those around you. So talking about this, the food banks have been in the news, with the problems and the slowdown that we have. A lot of these food banks are deeply impacted. They're seeing an awful lot more people come to the food banks than normal, and they're depleting food supplies. But I'm going to tell you that 620,000 seniors depend totally on the food bank for their nutrition. This is a terrible statistic, to be 85 or 88 years old, and you have to go to the food bank to feed yourself. And that's 620,000. 8,600,000, 8.6 million retirees are food insecure. Now, there's over 60 million people receiving Social Security. Not all are retirees, but about 55 million of them are retirees. 62 is the magic number for a lot of retirees. That's when they want to retire and stop working at 62 years old. So the vast majority of them, about 55 million, are retired, but 8.6 million are insecure. There's not enough food for them. So whose fault is this? If you fail to plan, you're planning to fail. This didn't happen by accident. You didn't graduate from school and say, you know what, I'm 85 years old. I want to be living on the streets with my belongings in a shopping cart. That's not what anyone envisions that they're going to end their life doing. But that's what happens sometimes if you don't plan. This is your future. This is for you. This is for you to decide what you're going to do. It's fairly simple. It's a little bit of trouble. It's a little bit of time, but this can easily be done. We're talking about the fact of $10,000 a month. And of course, that's not going to happen tomorrow, but we can certainly make that happen. And I am available for consultations. We have people here that are more than happy to help you with this. And this can be done. I have a track record. We have tons of people who do this. We have lots of endorsements. Just a couple, 2-3 weeks ago, Dave Ellefson with Megadeth endorsed me because we do a very, very good job. And this is for you. We can build a plan for you. It is your future. This is for you to decide what you want to do in your life. So I love this photo. Grandma and Grandpa are broke. So Grandma and Grandpa literally are broke. Over half of the retirees have less than $10,000. So when you get to be my age and you're a baby boomer and getting older, and keep in mind, a lot of us are living a lot longer than we thought. You know, a lot of us are going to live into their late 80s, early 90s. And I think my wife is probably looking at over 100 years old. So we're going to be living for a lot longer than we anticipated. And of course, we want to build a plan that's going to be valid for you for an entire life. And we want to leave a legacy to our children. And we want to take care of our grandkids. We want to be able to help them. And we don't want to be broke. We don't want to be living on the auspices of our children. We don't want our children to be supporting us. We don't want them to be taking care of their kids. And then when you find in midlife, they got to take care of their parents as well, kind of what they call the sandwich years. We don't want to do that. I know that your kids love you. We don't want to find out how much they really love you and and we don't want to be dependent on them. So we want to develop a plan. We can do this. This is something that can certainly be done. Now we know the problems that's in the economy and in our social structure, because the Medicare recipients, they are surveyed, and we find out that less than 50% of them are making less than $26,000 a year. $26,000 a year. Half of the Medicare recipients. Now I'm going to tell you, once you get to be 65 years old, you automatically qualify for Medicare. It's a great deal for retirees and the seniors in the nation. And they survey. Can you imagine living on less than $26,000? And that's half. If you start drilling down, you find out that 25% of the population of seniors have less than $15,000 a year in annual income. $15,000. Now here in Phoenix, we're in the rental business. I don't have any rentals for less than $1,000 a month. Most of them are $1,200 or $1,500, $1,600, $1,700. A lot better than in California, and that's why we have a lot of Californians coming over here, because you can get a really nice property for half or a third of what you're paying for in California. But that doesn't help our seniors. If you're only making $15,000 a year and you have a $12,000 a year housing cost, how are you going to do this? This is really a problem. This is why we see seniors living below the poverty line. Now, the average Social Security benefit in 2020 is $1,503. And I'm going to tell you, you don't have to take your Social Security at 62. You don't really, in my age bracket, you don't really achieve full retirement age benefits until you get to be 66. So it's hugely beneficial for you to wait from 62 to 66. And of course, if you're still working and you're healthy and you're enjoying your life, no one says you have to take Social Security. You can wait until you're 70 and you get even more benefits. But here's what happens. Here's the secret, is that most of our seniors at 62 years of age, they quit working and they take that Social Security benefit and they think, I'm going to retire for the rest of my life. But if a single retiring in 2020, It's $1,503 a month, and that is before Medicare comes out for you. So Medicare, keep in mind, Medicare is going to cost you, it's a great deal, but still going to cost you about $300, $325 if you get some supplements to it. So really your net is really less than $1,200. Now, if you're lucky to be married to your spouse and both are alive, the average marital benefits is about $2,400. Now, keep in mind, the moment one of them dies, of course, they go to the one who collects the most, and that takes you down to about $1,500. So automatically, if a spouse dies, then they lose their Social Security. They lose a lot of income for seniors. So here's the deal. We have almost 42 million American seniors who receive only Social Security as their income. Their sole income is about $2,400, $2,500 a month. That's it. That's what they're living on. Now, we've done an absolutely terrible, terrible job as Americans saving for our retirement. Let me tell you that we do survey after survey after survey, and I've been doing this for a few years. Just a few years ago, I used to say 53% of Americans would retire with less than $20,000, without less than $10,000. Now it's 64%. We've gone in the opposite direction. Things have gotten worse. So keep this in mind. 64% of American retirees are going to retire with less than $10,000. This is an American travesty. And we'll talk about some of the retirement. Now here's the value of retirement account holdings. Now this is a median, because obviously if you're a retiree, we have some billionaires that are going to really skew the numbers. So we take the median, that's the middle portion of where people are at, and the median value of a retiree, 65 to 75 years old, is $150,000. After a lifetime of saving and a lifetime of working, they've managed to put $150,000 together for their retirement. That's it. And things have gotten worse. And I'm going to tell you, the last 3 or 4 weeks when we've had this turmoil in the economy, you're going to see that savings has dropped and dropped dramatically, because a lot of people's IRAs and their KEOs and their savings accounts, their pensions are going to have been dramatically impacted. So that $150,000 is probably getting down to less than that. So here's the results. Over 57% of retired people retired before 66. And quite honestly, it's more like 62, 63. They don't have enough money. $150,000, they use that $150,000 to supplement their Social Security. And in 10 years, they're broke. Literally broke. And I'm going to tell you that as a segment of the working population, the segment of 75-year-olds, 75 years and older are going back to work. They're the largest segment of American population in the workforce. 63% of those 75 years and older are going back to work because they are literally broke. So in the immortal words of Big Lebowski, well, man, what did you think was going to happen? Again, we go back to those words, fail to plan, and you are planning to fail. So let me give you a couple excuses that I hear, because I consult with people, and I want to give you some good ones so that you can decide not to do something. My employer doesn't offer a plan. Well, let me tell you, your employer is not going to retire broke. You're going to retire broke. So the moment you decide that I want to build a plan, we're here to help you with that, and we'll build a plan right now to start creating some wealth for you and creating some true income that will last you a lifetime. I hear this one all the time. I'm saving for my children's education. There are no retirement loans, but there's certainly student loans. And keep in mind, what school you go to and how much you spend certainly is the decision. So your children, you want to help all you can, but I'm going to tell you, you're going to need some money. So you need a plan. If you're going to take care of your kids, we need to include them in the plan. But your kids are your children. They have their own life, and they're going to want to live it. There are no retirement loans for you, but there are plenty of student loans, and there's plenty of help for your kids. And here's one of my favorites. I'm afraid of the risk of investing. And of course, that's been validated in the last few weeks. Last couple of months, we've seen some really amazing things. And you can understand that truly risk has entered the marketplace. There's advisors everywhere. You can get an advisor to help you with this. You can get them for a fee, you get them for a commission. You can get them oftentimes for free. We offer a free consultation. And typically, it only takes one consultation. This is truly not rocket science that we do. It's just a guide. So get a consultation, get an advisor for yourself. Now, I had the pleasure of talking to Dr. Lawrence Yun, who's our economist for the National Association of Realtors last fall. He gave me some terrific insight. He sent this chart, and if you look at the chart, it says that a homeowner versus a tenant, homeowner versus a renter, there is no comparison. If you own your home, you're so terribly much better off. And of course, if you look at those 75 years and older, this is where most of their wealth is at, is in their home. So on the right chart, you can see the right chart, 75 years and older, they're up around $270,000 versus those under 35 that have nothing. They have no, they're tenants. There's a $235,000 gap because they own a home. Can it be any clearer? Owning a home gives you all kinds of benefits. Not only is it a home that you can decorate, you can keep yourself, you can put up pictures, you can make improvements to. Your kids know that there's a security to it. You get tax benefits. You get all kinds of investment benefits. You get equity buildup. There's just so many advantages. And when you retire, you've got a huge equity position. It is in our chart. You can't be any clearer. So listen, a retiree homeowner is typically $235,000 more than a tenant. What if you bought more than one home? What if we allowed this to work in more properties than just the one that you own? What an idea. What a concept. What if we bought houses that go up in value and appreciate and give us tax benefits, give us estate benefits, give us all kinds of equity buildup, and then we lease them out to others and actually get a cash flow to them? What a concept that would be. Because a typical rental in Maricopa County provides a net cash flow of about $1,000. Now this can vary. And of course, when we sit down with our clients, we sit down with them, we go over all the expenses because this is a net cash flow. So this is after the taxes have been paid, after the insurance has been paid, after the management has been paid, after we paid someone to put a tenant in the property for us. We account for vacancy factor, we account for repairs, we account for everything we possibly can. And typically a single family home in our rental pool is going to return about $1,000 in cash flow to you. And it's mailbox money. Once you put a tenant in, you got a management company handling your accounts. They're taking care of your business. They just send you a check. It's done. It's called passive income for yourself. You're still receiving the investment benefits. You're still getting a principal reduction on a lot of these. You're certainly getting tax benefits. But the cash flow is sent to you anywhere you want to be. So over 95% of those following our strategy, I mean, this is just, we have a history of people. They have no or very low personal debt because we want you out of debt. We want our investment properties with no or very low investment debt. So we want to make sure we never jeopardize that asset. We want to make sure that you're as secure as we possibly can. We want to build those passive cash flow streams for you. We want to improve your net worth. We want to make sure that we've got reserves so if something happens, you've got money and cash to fall back on. And I'm going to tell you, you do not have to wait till you're in your 60s. You don't have to wait till you're 62 years old to retire. Retirement is strictly a financial decision for yourself, and you can decide to do this anytime. And I have tons of people who have made that financial decision and have decided I have enough and I'm going to go enjoy my life. So retirement for me, it's 2 Vacations a year, 6 months each. So 2 6-month vacations a year. Go have fun. We want to be retired, go do whatever we want, and have no curfew. And keep in mind, retirement is certainly not an age. It's strictly a financial decision for you. And let me tell you, it is never, ever too late. Now, we've been talking about the fact that we've been expecting this recession. It's on my timing model. However, right behind the timing model is the explosive phase. And we are going to have in the next 4 years an opportunity to do all the things that you weren't able to do in the years before. If you decided I didn't want to do this, I didn't have any money, now there's no excuse. You have probably the best opportunities ever coming to you just in a couple of months. And if we can get back to work, this may very well be one of the shortest recessions on history. It's going to be a very deep recession. It's going to be an awful recession, but it happened so fast and went so deep that we may start recovering on a relatively early basis. So I'm available. I'm available for a very private, very confidential. What you tell me stays with me. We're going to help you every way you possibly can. You're welcome to have where it's available here with the firm. You're welcome to consult us. You're welcome to call at my office, and I'm going to give you an email for yourself. This is very, very easy. You're welcome to email if you don't feel like talking to me personally. And there are others here. We're here to help you. So you're welcome to call me at my Scottsdale office or email at michael@michaeldeville.com. So we have some questions coming in. Mark Morlock, again, asking another question is, why is it $10,000? Well, $10,000 is an arbitrary figure. So we figure that $10,000 is more than enough to cover virtually everybody's expenses and still leave you money left over to go have some fun, because you're going to want to go on a cruise. You're going to want to walk that Great Wall of China. You're going to want to learn to cook in France. Maybe you want to ride a bicycle across Iowa. All these things take money, and we want to relieve all of your problems, and typically about $10,000 will do that. But of course, it depends on you. There is no one size fits all. It's the best we can. I have more questions coming in that are saying, well, what's so special about the next 4 or 5 years? The next 4 or 5 years are just on our cycle research. And the next 4 or 5 years are indicating that we're going to have an incredibly good market. Now, I know it may not look that way. I know that this is a national broadcast. So in some of your towns, if you're in Indiana or in Michigan, things may not look that good. But I'm going to tell you, things are going to get much better. And we're going to get through this, and we're all going to prosper. And just looking at our charts, we know that we're looking probably we should start recovering hopefully as early as maybe the third quarter. Certainly, I think by the fourth quarter, it's going to be awfully dependent on ability to get back to work. So if we can open up the country and start to go back to work and open up our businesses, we're going to be fine. So Tatum will have your this available for you on a PDF. We'll certainly send out the slides, and we're going to put this up into the up into YouTube, so that you're welcome to get a copy of this. This is Michael DeVille. I'm here to help you in any way I possibly can, and I'm going to wish you my very best. Bye-bye now.